patio. This might be the last patio segment of the year because we're locked into this, and you suggested, right, Thompson, everybody? They're back on the show. Doing it outside. Yeah. Because this is a place where, you know, you got that old furniture and you're looking at it and you're just like, what can I do with this?
Yeah.
I just donate this, right? I just throw this out.
You see something on the side of the road?
Right. You got some ideas on how to fix it up and make it have new life.
Yeah, exactly. So the first thing whenever you're looking at refurbing any type of furniture, once you got the piece, you want to make sure you clean it so you know exactly what you're dealing with. So I wipe it down, get a clean cloth. If it has existing paint on it, you're going to have to do an extra step, which is stripping that paint if you don't want to paint over it. But that's going to kind of be the first step, is to wipe everything down, clean it, so you can get an assessment of what you're doing.
You don't need to do, like, this is stained. This one is stained?
This is wood.
This is just wood.
Oh, this is wood. Yeah, this is wood.
So you don't need to do it. You just need to clean this thing.
Yeah, just clean it off. See, because you want to see all your imperfections, because what we're going to go into is the next step where we actually start talking about repair. So you want to know what you're dealing with, right?
Like this type of stuff here?
Yeah.
Is that the next step?
Exactly. Okay. So we got some damage here, and we got the right stuff for it, and that's the thing. You want to make sure you're using the right product. You know, I was talking about using the right product. Yeah. So we got DAP Wood Pro X, and this is wood filler. And the reason why I love this is because you start out pink, and then once it dries, it turns to a natural wood color,
so
right?
That's when you know sand.
You know it's dry. Okay. So let's see your skills, Tim.
Okay. So like, how much do we need?
That's
like less is more, or like, are we just?
You're going in, yeah. And so when you first go in, you've obviously done this before.
Just like that? Like,
just like that, and then that's perfect, because you don't want too much excess. That's perfect.
So we don't want like that.
Exactly, you don't want like that. So if you start out like that, that's fine, but then you're gonna smooth it out.
And then bring that across there. Like, as long as it's just filling that.
There you go.
That little bit. Well, I've just done we got this new place, and I'm kind of doing some taping and mudding, and it's kind of similar to that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so like that, and then this too, like all of that. Okay, so we got that. That will take a little bit to dry.
Yeah. And when it is dry, it's gonna look like this. So we know it's good to go.
So there we go.
Right? So there's no guesswork. That's why I love it. You're not touching it, feeling it, trying to figure out, is it dry? Am I ready to go? So that's how you're gonna know if it's ready to go.
Then we would sand that.
And then we sand that down, all right? And so for sanding, what I like to use is just sponge block here. Real easy. We don't need any crazy tools. Medium grit is fine. It's gonna be just enough to get off what we need. And sanding is important though, because what happens is if you have an uneven sand, it's gonna show when you do paint. Right? So it's important you take your time here.
And like, not all over? Like, that's not gonna damage any of that up there?
It's not. And you actually wanna sand the entire thing. So even the areas that don't have any wood filler on it, you wanna sand the whole thing, because when you get to the priming stage, that's gonna really help the paint adhere.
Do you need to do different coats depending on how many, like how deep the
sometimes
it is? You might have to do it a couple times?
Yeah. Okay. And this is a step where you just take your time, like I said, because if you get this wrong, it will really show up. Okay. All right, so done on the wood filler. Sometimes you got little cracks, right? A lot of things you can deal with the wood filler for, but look, you got one here. This is a really specific example where
like the wood filler wouldn't work in there?
Yeah, the wood filler can work, but this is even easier than using the wood filler.
It's tough to get it in there,
right? Okay. Whereas if we use the caulking gun, and again, this is DAP Alex Flex, and so you just get a little bit in there like that.
Just use your finger.
Just use your finger, and it's a nice,
and that's
perfect
good to go.
gap. Because what happens is sometimes if you paint that and you have that little crack, you've done all this work, and then you can see like a gap in your wood, right? Okay.
And then we're painting.
It doesn't look good.
And the next step is paint?
Next step is prime.
Prime.
Okay, we want to prime. We want to use a high adhesion primer. Okay, you don't want to use the same primer you use on your walls, right? You want to use a primer.
Once, and then we can use the paint.
Then prime once, and then we get something that,
is that what it looks like?
Something that looks like this.
Dude, that's fantastic. Okay, right, good stuff, buddy. Where can we follow along?
Grail Design on Instagram.
Hook it up with our website, cach.com. Thank you, Patio. You've been wonderful this summer. We'll see you next time.